Are you ready for over 15 new indie AA and niche games that are releasing for the week of August 11th through the 15th, 2025? Greetings, Indie Warriors, and welcome to another episode of The Dream Drop, the most definitive rundown out there of all the games that you should be hyped to play for the week ahead. It's an eclectic mix this week, so buckle down because we're about to bring a voice to the voiceless ones in gaming. And real quick, if you value shows like this and want to support indie visibility, consider heading over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames. We've got a stretch goal going on right now to turn our podcast into a video format, but you'll also gain Discord access, early ad-free shows, and so much more. Your new indie gaming community is waiting for you. Alright, up first this week, do you fancy yourself a game of chess? How about chess with roguelike elements? Now I have your attention. Maybe. You know, I always meant to learn chess, but never got around to it, so Passant, a chess roguelike, may not be for me, but if you're a fan, well then, consider checking this one out. The game does bend the rules of chess a bit, utilizing unfamiliar chess pieces. There's also item collection, coins to earn, badges, and other strange, new, bizarre rules that make this experimental take on chess fresh and exciting, as opposed to being just another version of chess. See if you'll be shouting checkmate on the 11th. For our FPS fans who enjoy working with friends, we next have Abyssus, a self-described brine punk game for up to 4 players where you'll explore underwater ruins and take down nasty foes using sea-themed weaponry. There are 8 unique weapons in total, tons of different mods to equip, and so many loadouts your head will spin or sink. Add in rewards for each run, artifacts, various skills to master, and you've got yourself a hefty offering of content. But will the gameplay swim along brilliantly? That remains to be seen. Classic Brawler fans should eat well this week. Get ready for some beat-em-up action with the release of Rah Boom. Cheer on your favorite character in a futuristic setting where you must battle AI gone bad. Select between 4 different ninja cheerleaders that all come equipped with unique attacks and abilities. 4-player co-op play? You know it. The game will also feature a fully voiced narrative, comic book style graphics, and a fun story in between all the face bashing. Air juggle foes into oblivion while switching between different lanes. You can punch into this one on the 12th. Watch out though, Rah Boom, because there's another brawler in town too, and this one has a bit more of a retro aesthetic. Fallen City Brawl will be coming to PC and all major consoles, and seems to call back to the classics like Final Fight and Streets of Rage. Classic arcade gameplay never dies, and here you'll have 4 different characters with their own movesets, combos, and grapples to master, and even epic special moves. The Riot Supers look especially fun, where you call in backup, pick up knives and bats while enjoying the great pixel art visuals, and keep the streets safer later this week. Gug. No, I'm not drinking anything. This is Gug, not Glug. This unusual sandbox simulation roguelike also has a bit of tactical stuff going on as you create Gugs, which are creatures formed from words you type. What happens if I type, never mind, you know what you were gonna try. This leads to Gug battles. Well, you can't say it doesn't have an originality factor on its side. With some very deep procedural simulation taking place, Gugs will need to outsmart one another in a battle of the brains. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying to describe this game now because there's a demo, so just go try that. From weird to even weirder, our next release is a first-person cooking sim where you get to run a Turkish street food shop. I'm not going to say the name of this game because I will totally F it up, but it's written on the screen and in the description, so let's go with that. Create delicious foods and sauce them up, serve up drinks, and customize your shop to your heart's content. This is another game where I'll refer you to the demo because, well, I just don't know what to say about it. Though, there is apparently an unlockable drink fridge. Comment below if you love dedicated drink fridges in your home. I can't wait to have one. This next release looks more like an explorative experience than anything else. It's Alchemy of the Earth. Take control of an unknown explorer discovering failed experiments across gorgeous landscapes. You'll need to piece together history to have any hope of a future. Much of the game seems to be about crafting herbs and potions to survive, so expect to gather ingredients and mix together spells. The Steam page even calls it a flower picking simulator. I don't know, let's face it, this week has some pretty wild stuff going on. Alright, metalheads, get ready for Metavoidal, coming from Yellow Lab Games. Control a drummer who's stuck in an evil metal band and needs to take down every member in violent fashion. Use your drumsticks to pummel foes with your drumming skills. At first, if you don't succeed, the only thing to do is to try and die again. Explore a decrepit church, taking down evil fans, and level up your drumming skills along the way, earning new abilities, double kick time. Build up an epic playlist and grab some rockin' collectibles along the way. It's time to send this metal band back to Mama's garage. Shred into this one on the 13th. 2D turn-based action up next with the anime-themed Journey of Realm, Dawn Dew. In this indie from another indie, you'll take on an evil known as the Black Beast Tide. Explore various maps, gather up new skills and gain experience, and then grab up some units to help you in both exploration and combat. Looks like there's no shortage of skills to master in this one, so put on your strategy thinking caps and dig into this release on the 13th. If anything, the art looks really nice. Why not roll the dice on our next indie game release, Dice Gambit, dropping on the 14th. Man, so many games use Gambit in their title these days. Anyways, just as the title suggests, Dice Gambit is completely dice-driven, including combat, which is a lovely balance of attacking, defending, and using a variety of skills. There are also special dice that mix things up even further, create epic combinations, traverse a grand mission map, and manage a family of nobles as well. There's plenty of character customization to be done, a very lovely visual style on display, and it looks kind of addicting to be honest. Plus, apparently there's something to do with ice cream? Hopefully Dice Gambit doesn't roll snake eyes. If you crave an inkling more of tactical action, Inkshade should be on your radar. A game where you control wooden miniatures, tabletop style. Oh, and ink runs wild in this world. There appears to be a creature overseeing your game, forcing you to play. Controlling a captain on a quest through the Abyss, you need to gather key items such as an airship. If you're going to overthrow the game master, then you'll need to rely on your tactical skills, gather up additional playing pieces, and survive the ink. Why not ink this one onto your wish list? It drops the 14th. Did anyone play the original Lost Twins? Well, I can't say I did, but the sequel looks lovely. Coming to PC, PS, and Xbox, it's Lost Twins 2. This puzzle platformer comes with a twist, as you're able to control the actual world and create ways forward. Gameplay can be enjoyed with a friend if you wish, or played solo. I always like these games where two people have to try to coordinate together, even if it can lead to the occasional argument. The gorgeous art on display here is said to be inspired by Miyazaki as well, and I'd say that's pretty apparent based on the footage I've seen. Hopefully it doesn't end up lost in a sea of other releases this week. Hidden Pass is our next release, but it's hopefully not a future hidden indie gem, and it finds an audience. Controlling a wanderer alongside a few other allies, you must traverse various islands in the sky. No, not the island in the sun from that Weezer song. Here you'll be taking part in grandiose tactical battles. There are roguelike elements, a full-on story to unravel, and huge expeditions to go on. Take down monsters, discover new tech with an intricate battle system across layered maps. Between the various different gameplay mechanics, terrains, and powers to learn, Hidden Pass looks like a game at least worth tossing on the old wishlist. Hey, just like my old job, I get to be a custodian again. Monster Mop Up has you rescuing adorable critters known as ragamuffins. Clean up literal crap and earn new upgrades and gear while doing so. Ugh. There's tons of different locations to see throughout gameplay, and these ragamuffins are pretty good at hiding, so get ready to do a little bit of hunting yourself. As you progress, expect to unlock additional tools, expand your personal living space, and even decorate it to your heart's content. The game is being compared a bit to Power Wash Simulator. It's an odd mix of resource management and sheer insanity, so let's see if it cleans up in sales when it releases this week. I wasn't around for 1966, but my dad would have been. That's when Iwakura Aria takes place, a new visual novel releasing this week. With the war having ended in Japan, the economy is now starting to recover. A young girl gets caught up in a mess involving a mysterious royal figure known as Aria. Go through a creepy mansion and discover secrets that were perhaps best left kept in the past. Expect plenty of different choice options as you try to unlock 9 different endings, with the game touching on themes such as love and loss. Could be a really great read for you to enjoy on the 14th. A classic returns next with some light refinements. It's the offbeat RPG, Off, a game that gathered a massive cult following back when it released in 2008. Players assume the role of the Batter, who is on a quest to purify the world. There's turn-based battles, insane characters, and a lot more puzzles to crack than you might be expecting if you've never played this one before. The remaster improves on the original's combat, has some music from Toby Fox, who was inspired by the game originally, and a proper translation, along with updated visuals. Very nice. In the Dark Queen of Mortholme, you'll finally get to live out your fantasy of playing as the bad guy, the final boss. Defeat a returning hero time and time again in this unique indie where evil is constantly victorious. Unlock multiple endings and use an assortment of the Dark Queen's deadly attacks. The hero is persistent, however, and won't go down without a fight. With a chilling soundtrack and some very lovely pixel art, you'll be able to get through this one in a single sitting, so it doesn't seem like a major time sink either. I love the creativity that this release is exhibiting. Those of you who are looking to put your survival skills to the test will want to pay attention to Bendy Lone Wolf, a game where Boris the Wolf must get through procedurally generated corridors full of dangerous hazards. Learn about this dark world through unlocking secrets, gather up weapons and supplies, and take down creepy cartoon-inspired monsters that will attack from every which way. Gameplay involves a bit of force, stealth, and quick thinking. There's resource management, traps, and more in this indie thriller coming to us from Joey Drew Studios. And closing out our week, we visit a mysterious island in Island Notes. Prepare for the usual as you build up a base, farm, fall in love, go fishing, and even find yourself a pet. Build strong relationships between NPCs who are smarter than your average game as they fend for themselves through cooking, fighting, and gathering supplies. The game is open-ended with tons of weapons to craft, so be sure to make note of this release. And that's going to do it for this week, folks. We hope you found an awesome indie game or two to add to your indie gaming library. Voice to the voiceless, we will see you here on the channel for even more great indie, AA, and niche coverage.